הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our Friday night Shabbat service. Welcome especially to Hannah and the Hochberg family. We're going to be celebrating Hannah's bat mitzvah tomorrow, but we're so excited to have her joining with us to lead this service this evening. We are going to begin the service. We're in the Siddur Lev Shalem, page 5, Shalom Aleichem.
To clap your hands, dance around, whatever it is, feel free to do that. And please rise as we sing it together. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, ay, bachuni l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachi Elyon Melech Malchem Lachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzedchem the Shalom Malachi Shalom Malachi Elyon Melech Malchem Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzedchem the Shalom Malachi Shalom Malachi Elyon Melech Malchem Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Ay Shalom Alechem Malchem Asharet Malachi Elyon Melech Malchem Lachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We continue on page 20 with Romamu. You may be seated.
So again, there's a part for you, there's a part for me, there's a part for everyone wherever you are. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Behishtachavu Lehar Kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Behishtachavu Lehar Kodsho. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Vehishtachavu Lehar Kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Vehishtachavu Lehar Kodsho.
We're going to turn now to Lecha Dodi, page 23. We'll do the first verse together, and then we'll turn to page 25 for the last verse. For the last verse, we'll have you stand, and if you're in the sanctuary, we'll face the entrance to the sanctuary. If you're at home, you can face the entrance to whatever room you happen to be sitting in. But we'll start at the beginning, page 23, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat v'kabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat v'kabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmi'anu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litila Lecha Dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat v'kabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvetzola toch emunei am segula. Boi chala Lecha Dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
You may be seated. We turn now to page 27, Mizmor Shir.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, והללות עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
We're going to rise and join together in Baruch Hu. We can only say Baruch Hu when we have enough of a community together. So we're very grateful to all of you for being here with us so we can join together. Baruch Hu, page 39a.
Ya la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Mevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. Lai 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 lai.
Blessed are you, God, sovereign of time and place and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division. Blessed are you, God, who brings each evening's dusk.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
You may be seated. We turn to page 40, Ahavat Olam.
So I like to think of Shabbat Live as kind of kugel. Kugel meaning, it's that comfort food. Like some of the melodies that we do in this service are some of the, I don't want to say oldies because there's not that many oldies, but there's some of them, some of the melodies that we might know from camp, we might know from just being a Jew in the pew for many, many years, and this is one of them. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Havta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim הקימו משפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, ושוכבנו וקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו Yisrael.
To the Shema now, and Hannah is going to lead us. We're on page 41.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavcha, uvechol nafshecha, uvechol meodecha, ve'hayu havarim ha'ele, asher anochi metzavecha, hayom al levavecha, ve'shinantam levanecha, ve'dibarta bam, Beshivtecha veitecha uvlachtecha vaderech ushachbecha ukumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letatafo beineinecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
We continue quietly to ourselves at the top of page 42. Hannah is going to continue in the middle of the second paragraph on page 42, Lema'an tizkeru.
Lema'an tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kadoshim Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzi etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
Excellent job, Hannah. We're off to such a good start. You can have a seat. We're going to continue now on page 44 with Micha Mocha.
So this melody is by our own Hazan Mike Stein. He maybe have just started his sabbatical, but his presence is felt even in his absence. Please join along with me. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh nora, tehilot osei felet. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh nora, tehilot osei felet. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, מי כמוך ואלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא, תהילות אוסף אלם. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, מיד חזק ממנו. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא, תהילות אוסף אלם, אוסף אלם, אוסף אלם. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
You know, when I first came to Aliyah, it took me a very long time to learn where you're supposed to do the claps in Micha Mocha, a couple months really to figure that out. But the important thing is that you do some claps anywhere you want. You clap along, you sing along, you dance along. Doesn't matter when and where you do it. We love to hear you clapping and singing along. We are going to take a moment now to join together in a prayer for healing for those in our community who could use, whether it's physical healing or emotional or spiritual healing. We're thinking of you as we join together in Rifa'enu.
Rifa'enu Adonai v'nei Rapha. God, only you can bring true healing, and so we pray. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Cholei Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, restores our loved ones, heal our people speedily in our day. And let us say, Amen.
As Jews, we're taught that we're always supposed to be curious. We're never supposed to just accept things at face value, right? We're supposed to look deeper, delve deeper, look further, try to understand everything around us by asking lots of questions. But here's the question that I want to hear from you on, if you have an answer. Are there limits to that curiosity? Is there anything that we are not supposed to be curious about? What do you think? If you're here in person, is there anything, as Jews, we could be curious about so many things, ask lots of questions. Is there a line? Is there something that we're not supposed to be curious about, Tori? Okay, other people's personal lives. We're not supposed to invade people's privacy. Yeah. What should we not be curious about? Yeah, maybe sometimes it's not appropriate to ask. It's like it's too personal sometimes to ask about someone's family, maybe, depending on the situation. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, like today when I was at school, there was this kid that got hurt, and I asked him what's wrong. Sometimes when you get hurt, you don't want to tell people and stuff like that.
That's a great point. Sometimes we have a hard time knowing what's private and what's not, right? Somebody gets hurt, and your instinct is to go over and say, "Are you okay? What happened?" But sometimes they don't want to tell you. Sometimes it's too personal. So one major way in which we're not supposed to be curious is when it extends to other people's misfortunes, right? It's kind of like when someone gets hurt and you think, it's one thing to ask if they're okay because you want to help them, but it's another to ask if they're okay and what happened just because you're a little bit curious, right? We're not supposed to be curious about bad things happening to other people. Then it starts to get sort of dangerously close to Schadenfreude, right? Even if it's not Schadenfreude, we're not necessarily taking pleasure in the other person's pain. Just being curious about suffering, another person's suffering, can be a problem in and of itself. And we see that in this week's Parsha. God destroys the city of Sodom, a wicked city filled with wicked people. And Abraham has pleaded with God, don't destroy the city, but God can't find enough righteous people to merit saving the city. So Abraham and his nephew Lot and Lot's wife are leaving the town as it's being destroyed behind them, and an angel warns them, Al tabit acharecha, do not look behind you. Just run forward. Don't look back. Don't look behind you so you won't get swept away in the destruction. Clearly, these angels knew that human nature is to look at whatever's interesting that's happening around us, right? Somebody gets hurt on the playground at school, you look over at it. It's natural. We have a natural curiosity. And when something significant is happening, even if it's something bad, and even if we know it's something we shouldn't be looking at, sometimes we have the urge to look at it. So the angels preemptively warned Abraham, Lot, and Lot's wife not to look behind them. But Lot's wife couldn't help herself, and she looked back. And as punishment, she was immediately turned into a pillar of salt. That's what the text tells us. Now, as an aside, if you're wondering why a pillar of salt specifically as her appropriate punishment, there's a midrash, a commentary that explains that previously a poor person had come to her door and asked to borrow some salt, and she'd refused. So this punishment was also for that bad action and reflected that. But I want to go back to why and how Lot's wife turned back. We assume that she just couldn't help herself. She was sort of caught up in the moment. She was too curious to see what was happening. And what she does is actually sort of interesting. The text says, Lot's wife looked behind him, and then she turned into a pillar of salt. Looked behind him, presumably her husband. But usually you'd think it would say, look behind her. She looked behind herself. And some of our commentators have suggested that maybe she was trying to outsmart God. The angels delivered God's message that no one was supposed to look behind themselves. And because of that precise wording, don't look behind yourself, perhaps Lot's wife thought she could get away with not looking behind herself, but looking behind someone else. She rationalized something that she knew was wrong by finding a loophole. And it turned out not to be an effective loophole at all. Now she's a pillar of salt. Right? This is human nature. It's human nature to be curious and to look at what's interesting around us, and it's also human nature to rationalize things sometimes. There's something we really want to do and we kind of is wrong. And usually our punishment isn't as immediate or as severe as being turned into a pillar of salt, but we almost always pay for it later. What are the behaviors that you have been rationalizing? The things that you know deep down are wrong. As we read the story of Lot's wife this week, perhaps we'll all be inspired to notice, pay attention to our own tendencies to rationalize so that we can hold ourselves accountable. We're going to continue in the Siddur on page 45 with Hashkivenu.
So this Hashkivenu is one we sing many times, but I'm going to try, which is what I did like a month ago, and add something else. So if you know it well, you can keep singing Hashkivenu underneath the part that I'm going to sing in English. We'll start in Hebrew, though. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'ha'amidenu malkeinu lechayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'ha'amidenu malkeinu lechayim Ushmor Satan Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more, there'll be no more war, and the people will play one day, one day, one day, oh, one day, one day, one day. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'ha'amidenu malkeinu. Just you.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu
lechaim.
We're all going to rise. Hannah's going to lead us in Vishamru. We're on page 46. We'll give her a chance to take her mask off. Page 46, Vishamru.
Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. B'nei Uvein, b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshe yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
All right, Hannah, you can have a seat, and you all can have a seat for just a moment. Middle of page 46, Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala bagala uvizman kariv veimru amen Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam alam me'almaya yitbarach yitbarach ve'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'imru amen.
We'll invite you to rise as we take some time now for the Amidah. You can find it from page 47 to 52, and you can pray using the words here in the Hebrew, in the English, or whatever prayers come to your heart. But we're going to join together first in the first 6 words.
Anna na 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 Adonai. Anna na 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 Svatai Tiftach. Anna na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Anna na 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 Adonai. Anna na 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 Svatai Tiftach. Anna na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Anna na 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 Adonai. Adonai Svatai Tiftach. Anna na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Anna na 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 Adonai. Anna na 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 Svatai Tiftach. Anna na 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 Ufi Yagid shalom bimramav ose shalom bimramav hu ya'aseh shalom hu ya'aseh shalom hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Bimromav. Oh, say shalom. Bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu.
Hannah, you can come and grab this Kiddush cup here. This was actually the Kiddush cup used at your parents' wedding, which is very special that you're using it here this evening. If you're at home and you have some grape juice or wine and you want to join with Hannah in Kiddush, we'd love that. We'll invite everyone to rise, page 55, Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kineshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon chinchi lanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'achartam ve'otanu kidashtam mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon chinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Amen.
Hannah, you can have a sip of that grape juice. And then you can put it down right here. We'll have everyone remain standing for Aleinu. Hannah's also going to lead us, page 56, whenever you're ready.
And we'll face the ark.
Aleinu l'shabech Adon hakol latit kedolot sefer Bereshit shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot velo samanu k'mishpachot ככתוב בתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
You may be seated, and Hannah, you can also have a seat. Thank you so much for leading us this evening. We're going to turn to Mourner's Kaddish in just a minute, and this week we are remembering the following yahrzeits with love: Martin Amhowitz, Alexander Architecter, Sandra Ashford, David Blaustein, Louis Block, Bernard Brook, Rose Channon, Emily Cooper, Luba Elbaum, Rabbi Hyman Fishman, Rose Freiheit, Lily Garofsky, Claire Gitterman, Maurice Glick, Judith Gold, Irving Murray Goldsheen, Sylvia Gottlieb, Hulda Gumbright, Robert Hertz, Kenneth Hirsch, Gilbert Iser, Charles Ivar, Alan Katz, Miriam Katz, Kathy Klein, Louis Krieger, Paula Lumerman, Morton Medway, Rose Meltzer, Mary Miller, Paulina Morozova, Lillian Niedwiski, Anna Orland, Jerry Pfefferman, Moshe Plachta, Burton Projansky, Eva Rosenthal, Elias Salem, Chaim Schnittman, Mark Schulman, Leland Shanks, Iris Siegel, Morris Silken, Melville Norman Snell, Erwin Thaler, Arthur Tannenbaum, Max Weisberg, Eve Weiss, Sam Ziskraut, and Ella Gottfrucht. We're going to join together now in Mourner's Kaddish for anyone who is in a period of mourning or observing a yahrzeit, or anyone who has a need or desire to recite Kaddish. You can join in the words with me on page 58 and rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra kirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We have some announcements this evening. I want to welcome everyone who's here, whether you're here in person or joining us by live stream. Again, a big mazal tov to Hannah Hochberg and her entire family on celebrating her bat mitzvah with us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here in the sanctuary or online. Next Friday night, we will have a soulful Friday night service with Jared Stein and Rabbi Vogel at 7 p.m. As always, you can attend in person or virtually. And next Shabbat morning at 10 a.m., we will join the Weinstein family as they celebrate Zachary's bar mitzvah. So we wish him and his entire family a mazal tov as well. We hope that you'll join us for Mitzvah Day on November 7th. You can go to our website for the link to register and find lots of different opportunities to be of service throughout the Temple Aliyah community. There's a Cedar Sinai hosted blood drive. There are some outdoor activities. We're collecting for some local charities. Of course, all of our COVID protocols apply, and you'll have to pre-register for all activities. There are many programs and classes happening here at Temple Aliyah. We hope you can join us during the week. We have our Torah for Today class on Thursdays, our Talmud classes on Fridays. There are a lot of new adult learning programs and series, so we hope you'll check it out and join us. We also have our Baby and Me classes that are starting to fill up really fast, so make sure to sign up if you're interested. Information and registration for all of these things available on our website, templealiyah.org. In case you didn't know, participants of all ages, including children, are invited to attend Shabbat services in person here in the sanctuary. Everyone has to RSVP, and if you are 12 or older, you'll submit your proof of vaccination. It's easy to do on our website. You only have to do it once. And those who are over 12 and unvaccinated are invited to attend services on our live stream. We always like having those on live stream as part of our community as well. We want to thank you for being a part of Aliyah's story, and thank you for making Aliyah a part of yours. We will conclude our service now with Adon Olam, page 211.
So it's somebody's birthday today. I think there's a birthday boy here, isn't there? Bob Epstein.
Oh, I didn't know this whole time.
So
Could've
one
picking on
verse
you the
of
whole
this.
service.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'et nasa v'chefso kol azai melech shemo nikra. And now, because I don't know what's going to happen a week from now, this may be the last time I can sing this version of Adon Olam for a while. Ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora vehu haya vehu hoveh vehu yeh v'tifara vehu echad ve'ein sheni lahamshilo lehachbira Beli Reshid, Beli Taglid, Oz Vehamis Ra, Vehu Eli, Vechai Go Ali, Vitzur Chevli, Ve'et Sarah, Vehu Nisi Umanosli, Menat Kosi Beyam Ekrabeyado, Avkid Ruchi Ve'etishan, Ve'aira, Ve'ruchi Geviati, Adonai Li, Ve'lo ira.
Go Dodgers and Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
And
Shalom,
happy birthday to Bob.
everyone. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom, Buen Shabbat, Mazal Tov to Hannah and the Hochberg family. Shabbat Shaboom.